Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Ishar from GMS Mississippi Gulf Coast. Before I get started, I want to give an infinite honor and glory and praises to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwidash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim that's pushing this truth with all faith and all righteousness and all sincerity. To you, I say shalom, alright? Now, this is just a spiritual thought lesson, man. Lord willing, I won't make it too long, but I pray and hope, Lord, when it hits home, man, just going into on walking on eggshells, man. Okay, it holds a negative light, man. Okay, in the world, you know what I'm saying. I ain't finna be walking on eggshells around them. I ain't finna be walking on eggshells and worried about this, that, and other. You know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, man, you know, us of this truth, we of this truth, judge all things, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. What the scriptures tell you, he that is spiritual judge of all things. The scriptures tells you that it's not what goes into a man that defiles a man, what comes out. And we filter all things by way of Yahweh Shem Yahushai through the spirit and through the scriptures, man. Okay. Some things does have a can be used, okay, and walking on eggshells is one of them. We can actually use this, use that, okay, by way how we should apply ourselves to the truth, okay, and I looked it up, walking on eggshells, and it says, I said, walking on eggshells meaning, and it says, be extremely cautious about one's words or actions, okay, and we should, man, and that is going to being mindful of how we conduct ourselves, right? Now, let's get into it. This Second Peter 3 and 11, it says, seeing that all these things shall be dissolved, right? Society, okay, we seeing this kingdom crumble, all right? We're seeing the Lord systematically breaking this place down, so you know we ain't got forever in the day, all right, to work on things or to fix ourselves or to get right, okay? So it says, seeing that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in our holy conversation and godliness? Okay, your conduct. What manner of person you think you ought to be, man? Knowing that this place is going to be destroyed. Knowing that the Lord come to do two things, deliver and destroy. Okay? So, again, walking on eggshells, be extremely cautious about one's words or actions. Okay? Being very cautious on how you conduct yourself in this truth is a very important thing, man. Okay? And it's gonna be even more important in these times that we are approaching, because we are in Jacob's trouble right now. Okay, and it's only gonna get worse before it gets worse. So our conduct is a very thing to be mindful of. This is Proverbs 18 and 21. It says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof." Okay, so it says death and life are in the power of the tongue. So it does that. See, it matters exactly how you talk. Okay, your conversation. Okay, you have to be cautious and mindful of the things that you actually talking about, man. Okay, because sometimes, man, you can actually be talking or discussing matters that don't concern you, or unprofitable matters, things that don't mean nothing. Is it gonna help out your salvation? Is it gonna grow you in the fruits of the spirit? Okay, so this is another thing, man. That's why it says in walking on eggshells, it says what? It says be extremely cautious about one's words or actions. So just your conduct, your words and your actions should add up. All right, to something beneficial, to something profitable of the spirit, man. Okay, and it's all about being cautious, being mindful. All right, so that's what's walking on eggshells, and it's something to actually to use to apply to this truth, man. You know, this Proverbs 14 and 15. It says, "The simple believe of every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going." Okay, the prudent. Let's look up that word prudent, because it says the prudent man looketh well to his going. It says wise, discerning. Okay, judicious. It says with knowledge, deliberate. It says knowing, skilled, So this is circumspect. Alright. Rarely in literal sense foreseeing. Alright. Look ahead, prepare. Alright. Act with foresight. Okay. So knowing the times. Alright, being circumspect. Circumspect goes into what? I'm gonna get it. Circumspect goes into cautious, wary, literally looking about on all sides. Being cautious, right? Look around, take heed. Alright, so we done broke down prudent and circumspect, which is the same thing. It says the simple believe every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. So the prudent man does walk on eggshells, being very cautious, calculating every step before he take it, being mindful of the steps that he takes. You know, I was just saying to the Akim today, man, like going into this matter, which gave me the spirit to do this lesson, man. That even when you look on scary movies, man, because you gotta look Satan seeketh to and fro. You all right? Satan looking to see, like a roaring lion seeking who he may devour, as the scriptures say. So Satan looking for you to take that wrong step, man. Okay, and think about the movies, man. You know what I'm saying? Them scary movies or whatever they say, so-called scary movies. When they, their adversary or their evil man looking for them, they tiptoeing, and they're safe because they're cautious of their step. But soon as they make a mistake and they step on something and they bump over something, they make a noise. They caught up in some shit, man. You know. So yes, it's very important knowing the times that we're in, the times that we're approaching. All right, like I said, it's gonna get worse before it gets worse. Yes, be walking on eggshells. Be mindful. That's all walking on eggshells is being mindful. You see, like I said, the world takes us into a negative connotations, but it's actually a good thing because you're mindful of every step. And the prudent man will be what? The prudent man looketh well to his going. The prudent man is paying attention. The prudent man is on point. All right, as he moves forward, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shai, as we move forward, and as we keep walking this straight and narrow path, man, we need to look well to how we walking, man. Okay, because it's something to mess us up on all sides, and if we're not paying attention, if we're not walking on eggshells, we can step wrong. All right, because the way to the kingdom, man, it's straightforward, but it's things along the way. It's the things on each side that we have to be mindful of. Matter of fact, let's get that, man. Here it is. It says this second Ezra 7:6. There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The kingdom, right? It's verse 7. It says the entrance thereof is narrow, that straight gate, and is set in the dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. Okay. So yes, it's important that we are mindful of the steps that we are taking in this straight and narrow path. Think about it like I like to use the analogy of at that playground. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, the playgrounds were like the logs, that like basically box the playground in. And I remember we used to play this game to whoever fall loses, but you'll walk. And you have to keep your feet straight, and you have to be mindful of each step as you walking straight forward on that log. Because if you make one wrong step, you pivot or regardless, you'll fall and you'll lose the game, man. All right, and through the spirit and power, how about you, shy? Hey, you can look at it like that, man. We got to be mindful of our steps. We have to be walking on eggshells, man. All right, being extremely cautious. You know what I'm saying? To not step on one. Okay, being extremely cautious of how we walking, man. Okay, in this truth. Okay, because anything that's not in this straight gate, this straight and narrow path. All right, the moment we're not keeping our eyes single and looking forward and walking forward, man. The moment we veer off, the moment we make a mistake. All right, and the mistake is something that's I look at it as like repeated, and to a point to where now you've messed up. You know what I'm saying? Because of course we're practice makes things perfect, man. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Okay, and that comes with falling short sometimes. But in this matter, I'm not going in on that. I'm talking about just completely falling. All right, and not doing nothing about it. Because sometimes, like I told the Akim today, like you can pretty much uh still end up, you know, stepping. All right, and but your intentions. That's when it goes into your intentions. Your intentions wasn't to step wrong. Okay, you just fell short at that moment. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the Lord looks at the inner man. See, the Lord knows your true intent in this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we have to be mindful and cautious of every step that we take. And if we end up making that, that wrong step, it wasn't in our intentions. You see, our intentions was to really please the Lord. That's why the Lord said, chose thee that matter of fact, let's get that. Cause I wanna make sense when I say this. The hell, Salakia, this phone tweaking on me. Yeah, there. And the blood brother at camp, you called quoted this yesterday. Done though. Like I said, it's a spiritual thought lesson. Jake just, flowing in the spirit. Phone moving slow. It's like it's jittery. 2 Timothy 2:4 says, "No man at war entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him that have chosen him to be a soldier." Right, man. All right, and the Lord has chosen us to be a soldier, and this is to please the Lord. So our intentions, okay, our steps got to be right, man. Our intent has to be right, man. Okay, we have to be cautious of the things that we do all the time. Okay, do it be exhausting sometimes? So yeah, but so what? We are representation of Yahweh Shem Shai. So it's important. So anything that's important, you try your best to achieve. Okay? We want to succeed in this thing, bro. At the end of the day, at the end of it all, man. This is Proverbs 22:3. It says, "A prudent man perceiveth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple are passed on and are put in." So the prudent man perceiveth the evil and hideth himself. The prudent man gonna be stepping right, being mindful of the days, of the times. All right? And that's what we have to be. See, we're preparing ourselves for the worst matters because we understand it's gonna get worse before it gets worse. And then when the Lord comes, it gets better. But we have to prepare ourselves, man. Like I said, proper preparation prevents poor performance, man. Okay? Walking right. Learning to walk better. You know? So yes, we have to walk on eggshells in this truth, man. But it's helpful. It keeps us out the way, out of harm's way. So we have to continue to do it, man. At the end of the day. Shit, damn how we feel. Shit. This is Ephesians 5 and 15. It says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. So we have to walk circumspect. What? Cautious. Walking on eggshells. Okay. Okay. It says, not as fools, but as wise. Redeeming the times because the days are evil. We're coming into some very perilous times, man. So how we walk does matter. Okay? The things we say, the things we do, it all matters, man. So let's be mindful. All right, let's continue to walk righteously through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. So with that, I'm going to close out and give an infinite honor and glory and praises to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to you, Akim, for pushing this truth with all faith, righteousness, and sincerity. To you, I say Shalom.